Okay, Google, what's the weather going to be like today?
In the Villages today, it'll be partly cloudy, with a forecasted high of 84 and a low of 58. It's currently 82 and partly cloudy.
Alright. Well, I hope this is right. Does that seem like it's focused right? Yeah, that looks alright. If you'll notice this week, I did not do our question and answer on Wednesday. I posted the Halloween thing that Sue did when she went up to Brownwood. It just seemed more apropos. Also, if you notice on the Halloween video, when you get down to the square where Scooter's doing his thing, teaching people how to do a certain dance, and then the Halloween celebration in the square where there was a lot of the dancers and they're putting on a show, which they do a pretty good job, by the way. It's a free show, doesn't cost you anything. The kids love it. It's a pretty good show. But anyway, the music that they play, it was Michael Jackson's Thriller was one of them, and I really can't remember. The other one was a Disney song, I think. But anyway, Sue does those videos down there, and she forgets about the monetization part of these videos and copyright issues. So I tried because it was awful noisy, and I thought, well, you know, maybe they wouldn't catch that music because it really was kind of way in the background. But there were areas that were the crowd kind of calmed down a little bit that you could actually hear the music. But I posted it anyway once just to see if I could get by with it. Nah, they sent me a copyright issue on both songs. And so what I had to do was delete that whole video and then go through the video again, and I had to cut out the music, and then I filled in music that I had that's got no copyright issues on them, and I put them in there. It's okay. I mean, it looks okay. You see the video, you see what's going on. It's really crowded, so sometimes seeing around people, through people, because really basically people don't think or not paying attention or just don't care. It looks like, you know, the crowd, they'll stand up in front of people, then people behind them can't see, and you know, that's one of the reasons why I don't go down to the square much for any of that kind of stuff. I just don't like dealing with it, so I just don't go. By the way, if you see me rubbing up here for the last month, I had something growing up here. My body's turning into a mold factory, I think. You get to a certain age and things just start growing on your skin and you don't know where it comes from. But I had something growing up here, and my doctor said it wasn't nothing to worry about. I had one on my back of my hand too. You probably can't see it right there. Anyway, he froze them off. And he said they'll just turn to a scab and fall off. He said don't worry about it. Well, this one here hadn't, well, it has and it hadn't, but this one did. And since the scabs fell off, now it kind of itches. But it does. It's weird because I know what it felt like before. Now it just feels kind of normal again, you know, that's weird. Anyway, I'm going to do a question and answers and news combined, which means this video is probably going to go a little long again, but bear with me. Somebody asked me about the enclosure of my lanai. Sorry, I don't remember your name. But anyway, I use Custom Windows and Exterior Design Incorporated out of Leesburg. They've got an office you can actually walk into and talk to people. If you got a problem, there's an office you can walk into and talk to people. I am so tired of doing business with people out of the back of a pickup truck that when something happens, you can't never find them, you can't get a hold of them. I'm not doing business that way no more. Is this the cheapest place to go? Don't know. Is this the best place to go? Don't know. But I can tell you it's where I went, it's where a bunch of my friends went. It's a good product. I don't have a problem with it. It's expensive to get these slider doors that go from basically the ceiling to the floor. I don't have the biggest lanai in the world, but I also don't have the smallest. I don't know what the measurements are. But I was right at $7,000 to get mine installed. It's real glass. It's tempered glass. It's what do you call it? It's got the tint on it, because they asked me if I wanted tint or clear, and I said I want tint. And then I also got what they call privacy screens. So they tore out all the screen that was original, which they do that anyway. and they put in this, it's a blacklight screen, and from the inside out you don't really notice it, but from the outside in it's darkened quite a bit. So it's I like it. And we had trouble with rain on a windy day, like hurricanes and stuff, rain blowing in here, everything getting wet. And then when the rain dries up, you ladies know, it's dusty, I don't know what it is, it's just dirt. And we were constantly mopping the floor and cleaning the furniture, it takes a while. And then no sooner we get it cleaned up, 2 or 3 days later during the rainy season, it'd rain again, and it was all wet again. And I just got tired of it, so we bit the bullet. I didn't really want to spend $7 grand, you want to know the truth, I really didn't. But we bit the bullet. I said, let's just get it done. Our other house had it enclosed, not like this, but it was enclosed with sliding windows. And it was so much nicer not having to deal with it. Now the lanai up there had acrylic windows, which is a lot cheaper. So you can save money if you go to acrylic. Acrylic will scratch. Acrylic, you can't use anything with ammonia as a cleaner, such as Windex. You can't use it. It's got to be vinegar water. It's a little caretaking. You got to watch that furniture don't rub against it. You got to watch that if you ladies has got long fingernails, you got to watch that your fingernails don't scrape on it when you're trying to wipe the window off. It does scratch. It's a plastic is what it is. So yeah, anyway, custom windows and design. Please let them know that you used me as a reference for a job. I get a little bit of kickback on that. I think the last time somebody used me as a reference and my address, I got like $50. Not a big deal, but yeah, it's beer money for me. So let them know if you need my address or anything to fill that little reference card out. Email me or send me your email address or whatever, and I'll be glad to email you that information. I'm not going to put my address and stuff on the on this video or on the YouTube channel, but just put it in the description box or something that you need to get my information, and somehow we'll work it out, and I'll send it to you. But it's Custom Windows and Design right there. That's the people I use. I can tell you that the guy they sent out here, he's been working at that company for like 20 plus years, done a great job, super nice guy. He had one helper that didn't say much. He was too busy cutting and doing whatever he had to do, but the old guy that was here that did it, if I had any questions or whatever, and I tried not to bother them when they're working, but after it was done, I came out and inspected it. He explained everything to me, explained not to wipe any of the windows off after they install them. There's a mark on every window on the doors, all down on the bottom. The inspector has to come out, and that's part of their fee. The inspector has to inspect all this. And once he inspects it, he'll give you a paper or leave a paper here showing it's been inspected and approved. And then after that, you can wash them off and wash the marks off the window and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, he explained all that. He was a really nice guy. Inside, it kind of shows some of the things that they've done. Outside patios and how they've enclosed them. Different ways you can enclose them. Phone number 352-787-9797 or call 1-800-881-1537 and tell them that Skip Smith sent you. And I've had some other people ask me about if I had any more of those road maps left for the golf carts and for the roads. So I said, yeah, I've got a couple left. I really haven't went down and restocked on any of that. But if you're here, the truth is, if you're here, you can go to the Village's logo store at the sales office, and you can get those maps for $5. If you want me to send you one, it's going to cost you $20. Because for me to mail it to you and all this and that with the stuff that I put in there, I usually send them by what they call a priority mail. I think that's what it's called, priority mail. And it's like $9 or $9.50 or something like that to mail that. Where you get an envelope, you can shove as much as you can shove in there, and it's like a flat rate, $9 to go anywhere in the United States. And that's usually how I send things. It works out well that way, I think. People get them in a reasonable amount of time, and I don't have to worry about weight and everything. So if you want the Village's maps, and or if I've got a map of the new area they're building down there. I used to have colored maps. If I still got one or two of them, I'll put them in there. But I also put some other things inside that envelope too. Things like, here's one right here, we get them all the time, a POA magazine, if you're interested in what POA is and what they got to say. A magazine that shows all the pre-owned homes in the villages for sale, such as Silver Lake. I very seldom ever report about Silver Lake or Orange Blossom because nobody ever asked about it. I did have one person send me an email about it. It's a long way up there for me to go up there by golf cart. It's like from here to there, I'm gonna take a guess, it's like 12 to 14 miles. I can do it. I just don't want to, go all the way up there because of one person, and nobody's ever asked me about it, so I just don't do it. But slowly but surely, that whole area up there is starting to turn over. They're pulling out the old trailers, the old prefab homes, we called them, pre-manufactured homes. Some of them has really, they're not in good shape. And so the villages have been buying them up and building brand new homes up there and selling them. And I think that's a good idea. I don't have all the ins and outs about the answers to the new homes up there, but that's what's happening. I had one guy one time ask me, he says, why are they taking all them homes out up there? I mean, why are they doing it? And I said, well, because people are dying. I mean, it's just that simple. That place has been up there since the 80s. So, people are passing on, and the kids live in Chicago or some damn place, and they don't want it. So somebody says, I'll give you $60,000 for this little house that nobody wants. The kid says, sold, send me a check. And the village just buys it, they move the trailers out, and they build a brand new home. So that's what's happening up there. But anyway, I usually put one of these magazines in there. I put like a village's recreational news guide in there. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. I'll put maybe a copy of the Daily Sun in there, the local newspaper owned by the developer. And in these papers will be houses for sale. It'll show you prices and where they're at and so on and so forth. All kinds of information. You also got the want ads is what I call them, where you can see what a good used golf cart will cost you if you buy it off an owner in there, how much a house may cost you to rent, but it's because some people here advertise them in that paper. You can see the different contractors and what they advertise in the paper. Just things for your knowledge to know that when you come down here that you really need to know. You don't need to know them right away, but it'll be more, you have more weaponry in your arsenal when you come down here because you've educated yourself a little bit. And news, Wildwood Commission redefines entitlements for Southern Oaks region. I'm not going to read all this, it's a long article. I'll give you the gist of it. Southern Oaks is one of the village areas over here. I'll say the Finney area, but it's a large region. I think it's going to be the largest region there. The village of Southern Oaks is got like the village of Collier here. Village of Collier here is the largest village south of 466A. Down there, across 44 right now, I think the village of Southern Oaks is going to be the largest village down there. A change approved Monday night to a developer's agreement will allow the villages to add up to 2,000 additional homes to the Southern Oaks region plan south of 44. Well, like I said before, those numbers change all the time. So now it's up another 2. Well, I think I've read this one about the season's new entertainment and new amenities fetch dog lovers' attention. Rupert Canine Park expected to open next spring. That's the other dog park they got permission to build. I believe it's going to be in the village of Linden or over by the village of Linden. Let me see here. Plans show it will be in the village of Linden, adjacent to River Bend Recreation Area. This additional amenities coming online allow a place to gather to socialize for both dogs and owners, said John Rohan, Director of Recreation and Parks for the Village's Community Development Districts. Popularity of dog parks is a great fit, another venue to enjoy the lifestyle with others with similar interests. So there you go, another dog park in the village of Linden. I had to interrupt the phone, Tommy called me. He's in, I don't know where he's at, some island called Fisk or something, or I don't know where he's at. So, anyway, I forget where I left off. Also, I want to thank, let me find it here, Marianne and John. I want to thank you for the meet and greet yesterday and everything. It was great. I hope Sue and I helped a little with the information that you were looking for. I didn't open the envelope till I got home. Actually, I forgot about it. And so I appreciate the Starbucks card. It will come into some good use, trust me, because especially when I travel, I go to Starbucks 2 or 3 times a day. So I do appreciate it. So hopefully everything will work out. Hopefully you'll find what you want and at least get all the information. So when you do decide to come down and buy, you'll have knowledge on your side and you'll know more where you'd like to be. So thanks, Marianne and John. I appreciate it. Also, news. That's what I was going to do, wasn't it? News. Where is my news? I also ordered a new book from Ryan. It has nothing to do with the villages, I don't believe. I'm just curious myself, really. I believe what I ordered, it's terrible, isn't it, that I don't remember what I ordered. I ordered a book about other retirement communities in Florida. And we'll discover together what's in it. I don't know what's in this book, but I didn't get the ebook. I ordered the paperback book so I could look at it with you guys, and we'll see what it has to say. I don't know when I get it. I ordered it today. I don't know when I'll get it. Where's it at? I'll find it here in a minute. Just be patient with me. I hear you guys yelling out there. I'm looking for, there it is. Okay. Retailer announces plan to open location at Brownwood Paddock Square. Oh, it's about Babette's Furniture, I think. They announced that a long time ago. This might be old news too, I don't really know that. Local retailer is planning to open a location at Brownwood Paddock Square. Babette's Furniture and Home Shop will be moving into the location on Megason Road next door to Bluefin Bar and Grill. I don't know what's in there now, or maybe there's nothing in there. When Babette's was founded in 1988 by Gary and Babette Ward, it was located in a double-wide trailer across from the Lake Square Mall. It continues to be operated as a family business. Having served customers in the villages for many years, Babette's will open a 12,000 square foot showroom in Brownwood. I've heard a lot about Babette's. As you well know, I'm not a shopper, so I don't know much about it, but I know Sue's been there, and I've heard other neighbors talk about Babette's, so I know there's been some people here that's bought quite a few things at Babette's Furniture, and I've been by it. It's over in Leesburg. It's up on the hill. It's a nice looking store from the outside. I've never been in it, but it looks like a nice store. Don't know about prices or anything like that. Villager and daughter to have court-ordered meeting after eviction from historic side home. Yeah, apparently somebody's been evicted. Bellevue man. Bellevue is on 441. As you head toward Ocala, go north just past the villages. You're not going to go very far, and there's a little town there called Bellevue. Bellevue man jailed after attempted abduction of 10-year-old girl at Lake Okahumpka Park. 60-year-old Bellevue man was arrested. Let me see a little bit about this. Might have been grandpa or something, I don't know. Yeah, looks like a wild man. 60-year-old Bellevue man has been jailed on a $253,000 bond after an attempted abduction of a 10-year-old girl Friday evening at Lake Okahumpka Park in Wildwood. The girl said a man had approached her, grabbed her right arm, and attempted to pull her with him. She struck him, broke free, and ran to her home a short distance away, according to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. He initially ran after her, but then retreated to his tan vehicle. The girl suffered a minor injury as a result of the altercation. It just basically goes on to describe what the guy was wearing. Ramsey has been charged with attempted kidnapping, simple battery, and possession of marijuana. Well, most of those charges will be dropped. They'll go after the kidnapping charge. That's how they always plea bargain that stuff out. I really feel sorry for a lot of the children today in the world they're growing up in. You know, I don't know what's happened to the world anymore. You know, people trying to kidnap little children. People walking into movie theaters and stuff like that with guns and just shooting people willy-nilly, don't even know, for no good reason, really. Just like in Pittsburgh. I just don't get this world anymore. You know, this world hasn't been the same ever since they brought the outside John indoors. By the way, a little bit of wine today. Who's playing cards? Somewhere over there. Wildwood official says 2008 growth projection has been blown out of the water. Wildwood commissioners approved plats for more than 500 villages of Southern Oaks homes. They also approved a plat for the first phase of the Beaumont development, where 400 homes that will not be age restricted are planned. Beyond that, I'm going to say you're going to see a lot of weird things happening in the villages because they have approved a industrial park that's going to be built, I believe, on Village's property further south of Finney, down there somewhere. And the paper said that over the next few years there's going to be something like 10,000 employees working in this industrial park, whatever this industrial park is. And so some of this non-age restricted stuff that they're talking about building could have a lot to do with that. So the employees there will have optional places to live. We'll see. What can I tell you? We'll see. Let me read a little bit. I'll read a little bit. It also approved the plat for the first phase of Beaumont development along County Road 466A across from Pinellas Plaza, where 400 homes are planned. Oh no, that's going to be over here across where Trailwinds is at. That's not part of the villages. And that whole area over there doesn't really mean much to me at all. I can't get my golf cart in there, so I've never been to the Lowe's. I've never been to ABC Liquor. I've never been to, what is it, they got a grocery store in there, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, I've never been in there. Can't get my golf cart in there, I don't go. I moved here for golf cart accessibility. So if I can't get my golf cart there, the odds are I'm not going to go. The Southern Oaks plats are part of the massive villages development along both sides of the Florida Turnpike. Commissioners also gave final approval to an amendment agreement with the villages that authorizes up to 26,590 homes in the development, along with 8.9 million square feet of commercial space and about 765,000 square feet of office or governmental space. The new Southern Oaks plat are in 8 neighborhoods between County Road 501 and Florida Turnpike, east of Warm Springs Avenue, which is County Road 468, by the way. They include 111 homes in Unit 36, 94 homes in Unit 35, 90 homes in Unit 33, 57 homes in the Preston Villas, 56 homes in the Rhett Villas, 53 homes in the Blake Villas, 49 homes in the Taylor Villas, and 21 homes in Unit 34. annexation of 150 acres southwest of village of Finney, as requested by the village's land company, also was approved by the city commission. A comprehensive plan amendment and a zoning change would be needed to develop the property. Unlike Southern Oaks development, the Beaumont property would not be age restricted. The plat calls for a neighborhood of 271 single-family homes and 124 townhouses, plus a hotel, institutional, and commercial development along County Roads 468 and 466A. CDD 10, looking for alternative member to serve on Agricultural Review Committee. No way would I do that. Teacher arrested at village's charter school, sentenced on drunk driving charge. Florida Department of Transportation could bypass Coleman in plan to widen US 301 to 4 lanes. You know, really, I've never really been to Coleman. Sue went over there the other day for some kind of a celebration they had. It's probably a nice little country town. Coleman's been there forever. So the people there probably don't want 301 to come through there at 4-lane wide. I'm just taking a guess here. I remember when I-69 was being built when I was young, and it came through, it was talking about going through Anderson, Indiana, and some other places, and people there didn't want it. They weren't interested in that traffic coming through Anderson and all these little towns, all the traffic it was going to bring in, and the trouble, all the trouble it could bring in. They didn't want a gas station on every corner. They just didn't want anything to do with it. Years later, 50 years later, the town's growth, and all the little towns there, their growth is because of the highway. They had access to better jobs. So instead of taking a 2-lane road 20 minutes to get to a job, for the same 20 minutes now, you could get on this interstate and go maybe to a larger town and get a job that paid twice as much. And so it actually helped for the growth of a lot of towns along that highway. So I really hate to see the people of Coleman maybe not experience the growth that they should be getting. But if the people don't want it to go through there, hey, they live there. They lived there before the village was being built. So if they're not interested in it, I'm saying they have that right. 4 vehicles involved in crash at Morse Boulevard and County Road 466. I'm telling you, man, these old duffers down here, if they're not drunk, if they can't see, they can't hear, they can't turn their neck to look anywhere, and the other half is probably on prescription drugs for this or that. And roundabouts, right turn on red, left turns on flashing yellow. Be very, 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 very careful. I'm telling you. Restoration team working to get Wildwood Police Building open after fire. 75-year-old convicted child sex offender checks into hotel in the Villages. You know, it's almost every week you hear me reporting about a sex offender moving into the Villages somewhere. I mean, why? Villagers to make history at Fruitland Park Commission's next meeting. I believe some villager here run for election and won, I think. Let me read a little here. Two villages residents will make history by becoming the first representatives from Florida's friendliest hometown to serve on the governing body the next time the Fruitland Park Commission gathers at City Hall. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. Caretaker accused of raiding blind woman's bank account jailed ahead of trial. 27-year-old caretaker arrested earlier this year after allegedly helping herself to a blind woman's bank account has landed back behind bars ahead of her trial after violating her probation on a marijuana possession charge. Loser. Woman arrested after traffic stop on Buena Vista Boulevard. 36-year-old Leesburg woman was arrested after traffic stop when deputies discovered plastic bags with a residue that tested positive for methamphetamine. All right, that's it for today. I'll get that up for Friday. And I guess next week I got some other videos in there I got to edit. Don't really know how it's going to come out. But we'll wing it. We'll see what happens. So until next week, I'll see all you guys on the other side. Oh yeah, just so people know is how to put the 20 bucks for a package with a bunch of villages information stuff in it, maps and things like that. Go to my homepage. On the bottom right hand corner, you'll see where it shows a Facebook button and a Twitter button, and then there's another button there. It looks like a P, and it says help make more videos or something like that. That's the PayPal button. Just click on that. It'll take you right to the page. You can use your PayPal account to put 20 bucks in there if you want a package. You can use your credit card for 20 bucks. It's all safe, and I've used that thing a lot of times and I've never had a problem with it. So if you feel safe doing it, do it, and put your address and stuff on there, and it'll send me a private message, and then I can get that package out to you. So thanks for watching.